Hey DC fans, this video is about the question: is Batman the face of DC Comics? So if you see in the movies, the Batman movie which is going to get released in March 4th is the most anticipated movie of 2022. So if you see DC movies, the the face of DC is actually the Batman. So it is not part of the DC extended universe. So if we come to the DC extended universe, there are movies like Black Adam, Flash, and Aquaman 2, and so on. So in Aquaman 2, it is like within the Aquaman franchise only. So that is not going to have a big impact on the whole universe. So if you take Black Adam, it is about the Black Adam Shazam family, JSA, like Justice Society of America. From the JSA, we'll have Dr. Fate, Hawkman, and so on. So it will have some impact on the whole universe. Like it will have key points from the DC extended universe. So if you take the Flash movie, it is the biggest DC movie which will come and which will be. So I don't think like any movie can surpass the hype which the Flash will give, because it is about the DC Multiverse. So we'll have Christian Bale's cameo in some way. We'll have Christopher Reeve's cameo in the form of CG or so on. So it will have characters from all the DC past movies, from the current movies, and from the future. So whatever they have planned. So in all the three movies, you can't see like it is not actually about the Batman. But when you see the fans, the main thing which they are saying is, will Snyderverse get released? Like, will Snyderverse be restored? So one major part of Snyderverse being restored is, we'll see the complete arc of Superman, we'll see Darkseid, and we'll see the death of Batman by the Omega beams of Darkseid. So that is one major thing Batman fans need in currently. So after that, the second issue which fans are wanting to see in the Flash movie is, how is Batfleck going to get killed? Like how is he going to die, and how Michael Keaton is going to replace the Batman of DC Extended Universe. So even in the Batgirl movie, it is the first tier story of the character Batgirl, and it will have villains like Killer Moth, Firefly, and so on. But every fan is like he is anticipated only to see how Michael Keaton is replacing Ben Affleck. Like, will there be any reference to Ben Affleck's Batman version? Like, how good will Keaton's Batman be, and so on. So in the movies, like, one movie is totally related to Batman, and three movies are not directly related to Batman, but everything it revolves around is only Batman. So if you even see shows in Titans, it is about the Nightwing, who is a shadow of Batman. So they like grind the Batman content from Nightwing, and they run the show. Even in Gotham Knights, it is about the death of Bruce Wayne, and I think the new Gotham Knights show is will like it will be like the story with how Bruce Wayne was killed, and they will try to find how he is killed for the first season fully, and even in the conclusion they won't find, like they'll use the Batman name, and they'll use other characters to act in the roles, and they'll, without even showing that character, they can make money out of that. So that's how good DC is now trying to use Batman. So even in the Peacemaker finale, there was Superman, Wonder Woman blacked out characters, but fans were like, "Where is Batman?" So he's not even there being blacked out. But the hype which comes in social media is about Batman only. So even in the game front, like Gotham Knights will be after the death of Bruce Wayne. So they will have Jason Todd, uh, like Red Hood. They'll have Nightwing. They'll have Batgirl and the Red Robin. They four will be in the like after the death of Batman. They four will be protecting the Gotham City, and even their Batman is there. Even in the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, it is the continuation of Arkham franchise. So after the death of Batman, it is going to somehow take his notes, and they will try to make Suicide Squad to defeat the Justice League. So there is Batman in every media. So surprisingly, or this is not even surprised, but in comics also it is the same trend. So this is the top 50 comics of January 2022. This was released by ICV2 website, and I'll share the link in the description. So usually the most sold comic for every month would be the Batman, But for January 2022, Spawn takes the first place, and She-Hulk actually defeats Batman. So Batman issue 119 is in the third place. And in this comic, like some avatar of darkness will take the eyesight of Bruce Wayne. So Batman is definitely blind in this comic currently. So this is the main canon comic of Earth Zero. So in the top 10, only this comic is there from DC, and all the others are Marvel. So the problem with DC is that just like the movies, even in the comic, it is only about Batman. So in Marvel, if you can see, Venom, Hulk is there, X Men are there, Thor, Spider Man, and so on. So even some obscure characters have got their own comic lines, and they have featured in the top 50, which we'll see later. But in all the DC comics which are there in top 50, belong to Batman. So from 11 to 20, it is the only DC comic is Dark Knights of Steel. So definitely we have the name Dark Knight, and it will come in the top 50 because everyone will think that that is a Batman story, but inside it is an Elseworld universe where it is like the DC heroes are in the medieval age, like the destruction of Krypton, and Superman as well as his parents will come to Earth, where there is when Earth is in the medieval age. So every DC hero will be king and so on. So the two main groups in that universe is Superman's family and Black Lightning's family. There are two empires, and Bruce Wayne is part of Superman's empire. So he is just a part of it. Like his father Thomas and Martha would be the actual kings, but when Superman's father comes, they have the Kryptonian powers, and every human will see them as god, and they will become the like the king and queen of that empire. And eventually Thomas and Martha will die, and Bruce Wayne will be like an assistant to that empire. But one surprising fact is that Bruce Wayne will be actually the son of Jor-El. So he is the brother of Superman in this universe, and he has Kryptonian powers. So what if Batman becomes Superman? So if you need to find the answer, you can see this comic Dark Knights of Steel. So Bruce Wayne will be half Kryptonian and half human. So only because of that factor, this Dark Knights of Steel becomes a big hit. So out of all the Elseworld stories in DC, if you ask me like which Elseworld story will be adapted as a movie or an animated film in the future, Dark Knights of Steel, Kingdom Come, and Deceased will be there. Like Kingdom Come is the 1986 comic, and Deceased was few years back, whereas Dark Knights of Steel isn't fully finished, but that is like part to Kingdom Come, and that's how famous this is. So if you see here, it is everything Batman. Like Detective Comics features Batman, Joker is the villain of Batman, Nightwing is the part of Bat family, but it is good for his character because there is no much intervention of Bruce Wayne Batman in that comic. And being a solo issue, Nightwing is getting top 50, and that's a good thing for him because in the future DC will somehow kill off Batman, and they'll make Nightwing to be the next Batman. So if Nightwing is going to get the same image of Batman, but with his own with his own name, then that's a good thing for him. So the writers and artists of this comic are doing something pretty well. So all the other three are related to Batman. The only thing which is not related to Batman is Superman, son of Kal-El, and even this comic is selling out only because he is the son of Superman. So that's something like Superman and Batman are like two pillars of DC, and when it comes to sale, like 11 books are Batman and one book is Superman. So this is the issue with DC currently. Like they're taking all the content from Batman. Like it is also not their fault because we fans, there are many versions of Superman comic, but every version of Batman comic is becoming a hit and it comes in top 50. So that is not their fault, but they should do something and make others also shine. Like in Marvel, you can see Avengers is there, Black Widow is there, and so on. Like they can put Batman in other people's comic, like Green Arrow's comic, Aquaman's comic, make a cameo of him there. Like you can make it a half comic, and then you can make their comics also famous. So currently, the face of DC Comics is none other than Batman. So this is the button run comic where this is the comedian's button with a blood mark, and in this run but Bruce Wayne will actually see Thomas Wayne Batman from Flashpoint. So that will be amazing. Like if this story is there for Superman, there was one story where Superman's father never died, so Jor-El would have escaped from the destruction of Krypton and he will become the villain of Superman. So not even the Superman fans liked it, and no, it wasn't even famous. Like you don't know that, many people won't know that thing happened itself. But this the button run, everyone will know because Bruce Wayne saw Thomas Wayne. So even after that, Thomas Wayne will become a villain and he'll try to stop Bruce Wayne from becoming Batman. But Bruce Wayne will eventually say, I am Batman forever, and he'll continue his run, and he'll make Thomas Wayne to go to Arkham Asylum, and it will continue from thereafter. So even Justice League Incarnate comic, which will be top 50 in few past months and in the few future months, it it will have like this Thomas Wayne Batman being part of the team, and since that Batman is there, it will become famous, and in that month it will be top 50. So they should do something, and it is good for the Batman fans, but for DC it is not good, and they should do something and make others also as famous as them, so that all the seven Justice League members will have the top 50 appearance, and it will be good. Like everyone from that universe, DC universe, gets a name just like how Batman is getting. Thanks.